Okay, so welcome to my first demo. I'm working on a commission today where I'm scaling up a 16 by 20 painting of mine, which I have on the computer over here, and I'm going to be scaling that up to a 24 by 30. So let's hope this works. Okay, so since things are moving kind of quickly with this time lapse, I'm going to explain a few things. First of all, the painting I'm working for, the image I'm working from, I've got at 10 inches wide. So I know that it's proportional to my canvas. So I've got 10 inches wide here, and I've got 30 inches here. So I know that anything I measure on here is going to be 3 times as much here. So I've got 4 inches, and I just go up and mark 12 inches up here. So normally I'm not as careful about reproducing, but this is a commission, and there's the expectation that it's going to look like the original. So I'm paying more attention to kind of doing an accurate reproduction. And that's mainly just in the drawing phase. The next thing is, on a larger painting like this, I do use a straight edge, just some scraps of wood that I have, and occasionally a ruler. One challenge that I was finding while I was doing it was I wanted to make sure that I was matching the angles of the benches in these boats. So I just took, a lot of times I'm just sort of, reaching around for solutions to a problem. So the solution in this case is I just took a couple pieces of wood and clamped them together, and I can go from the computer, the edge of the computer, match the angle of the bench, and then come up here. Was it that one or was it this one? Yeah. So it's kind of like you can change the angle and then transfer the angles from your computer onto here. So now I've done this is pretty much the process. I'll tone the canvas, then I'll do a drawing. This is all in burnt sienna, and then next will be scrubbing in rough approximations of the color. Okay, so now I've got most of the colors, or all of the colors are at least roughed in, and I use one big brush for that. It's a filbert, a size 12 filbert. It's like a Utrecht 209. And then for some of the smaller spaces, I used another Utrecht brush. I'm not even sure what this is, some sort of flat, smaller, maybe a 10 or an 8. So for like the lines around the edges and stuff like that, and lines on the benches. So I haven't used any medium at all. I'm just using odorless mineral spirits and paint. And so I'm noticing there's a lot of glare. It's hard to get I'll probably get better at this, but this area here isn't showing very dark. It's looking like there's a lot of reflection because the paint's obviously wet. So I'll try to get a better, maybe I'll take a picture of it and see if I can put that on, integrate that into the video. But anyway, so from this point, I'm going to come back, I'll walk away for a while, come back, and then come back in with thicker paint and adjust things and kind of clean it up. So that's it so far, and next will be the thicker paint. Okay, so this is the part of the process, the finishing phase, where it's kind of hard to communicate via a video demo, because there's a lot of time I'm just sitting in the chair looking at the painting, trying to decide what it is that I need to fix or what the painting needs. I try to do the minimum amount after scrubbing, and be very careful about, because I don't want to ruin the spontaneous feel of the scrubbing. So this area wasn't quite dark enough here, that the darks weren't dark enough, so I kind of reinforced those. But there's some nice things going on in the boat here with in the shadows. So I'm not going to touch that. I may sort of warm up the benches a little bit. We'll see, but it's pretty close. So really all you can do at this phase. So after the scrubbing, which can be kind of, like I said, loose and spontaneous, then the process of finishing is one where you slow down and you sort of just take a look and proceed cautiously. So and that process is very personal. So something that I see when sitting in the chair that bothers me might not bother you. So this is where the paintings become very personal, because you're making all the choices on how to finish the painting. So I will do a bit more, and then we will wrap this up.